Hello, Dancing with the Stars fans. I'm Gold Derby editor Daniel Montgomery here with our contributors Jeffrey Kare and Cordell Martin. Here to talk about the semifinals that aired this past Monday as we're recording this, and to discuss the finale that's coming up on Monday, which will be interesting. Now, we had 2 straight weeks of double eliminations. We went from 8 to 4 in the space of like 2 weeks. And this week we said goodbye to Trevor Donovan. I don't think anyone was surprised by that.
Mhm.
And the other one was the question mark, and it turned out to be Daniel Durant. Cordell, what did you think about that outcome and how it went down?
Yeah, definitely wasn't surprised about Trevor. I mean, we knew based on his multiple appearances in the bottom two that he pretty much was going to be one of the two stars to leave. That second star was up in the air. It could have went so many different ways. It could have either be, Wayne or Sangela. I figured Charlie and Gabby just based on their scores that they weren't going anywhere unless it was the two of them that the judges had to decide between the two. Daniel, I'm not surprised, but still kind of am because I thought maybe he would have been that contestant that just had the, fan support. Um, but yeah, I mean, at the end of it, yeah, it was really tough. I mean, I thought all of the stars overall brought it for the semifinals, and it was just kind of a nail biter to me as to who was going to be that other star to join Trevor. So,
What did you think about that, Jeffrey?
Well, it was certainly an interestingly nice run for Trevor. When he started on the competition, he was one of the weaker contestants, but as he continued, he got better throughout. Even though, yeah, given his track record and getting in the bottom two a lot, well, yeah, I wasn't surprised to see him eliminated. And, it was a great run for Daniel Durant, who, I thought consistently did great work. Was and I mentioned, week by week, if you could end up being an underdog. And, well, it didn't really get him across the finish line, but, hey, it was a great run for him to end on. I'll say that.
Yeah, I thought that last spot was tough because we still haven't seen Charlie's fan base tested. She has been at the top of the judges leaderboard every single week. A lot of, sometimes it's been a tie and there's been another celebrity up there with her, but she has been at the top. I don't think that's happened since I've been watching the show.
yeah,
I don't know if that's ever happened on the show before to top the judge leaderboard without fail, perfect record the entire season.
yeah,
But we don't know how strong our fans are, which is the tough part of that. Um, we don't know how strong they are compared to Wayne or Gabby. We know Wayne's got some fans because he was in a kind of a rough spot after the semifinals, and he was safe. Um, Gabby's got Bachelor Nation. We might just be overthinking it, and it's just going to be Gabby the winner. And Jeffrey, you wrote an article about this week. What do you think about that possibility, Jeffrey?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna predict Gabby to win, but I do think it's impossible she could. I mean, I think she could at best finish in third place, not fourth as she's currently predicted in the odds. But yeah, that's still a tough track record to ignore, of how, I mentioned this how, of the three previous bachelorettes who competed for the Mirabelle Trophy, two of them ended up winning. The only other one, Trista Sutter, on the very first season, was the first to be eliminated. So, I mean, it should be a real test to see how strong the Bachelorette fan base is.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be the closest finale I've ever experienced, just because not like those poor Shangela. I'm pretty sure she's fourth place, because she's the only one of those final four who's been at the bottom. The other three have had mostly high scores, have never been at the bottom, so we don't know how strong their fan bases are relative to each other, and that's probably going to decide the winner.
Yeah.
Gabby could easily be first, second, or third. Charlie could be first, second, or third. Wayne could be first, second, or third. Like you could throw darts at a board and you might not be able to, it might be just as accurate as making an informed decision. One thing that I think might be tough for Wayne, and I don't know what he was thinking, but he's hosting the American Music Awards the night before the finale. And of course, he's been preparing for that for the last few weeks, I'm sure. Do you think that hurts him, Cordell? Like just the fact that he's got this other major broadcast event happening, or will that like increase his fan base to going into the finale somehow?
I think he'll be fine because just throughout the entire show, he's been balancing hosting Let's Make a Deal and also I guess he was on the show American Gigolo. So he's been balancing a lot of different projects throughout the season. My concern is with Whitney because I believe she announced that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
So he has a couple of different hurdles to kind of maneuver leading into the finals, but I think he'll be fine. When it's all said and done. But it'll be very interesting to see how he's able to juggle all those different things.
What do you think, Jeffrey?
Well, I mean, we've seen celebrities have to juggle, competing on Dancing with the Stars with other things going on in their careers for a while. So, yeah, it should be interesting to see how he's going to balance out rehearsing for the finale to, doing the American Music Awards. But man, it's going to be one hell of a 48 hours for him.
Yeah, and he will enjoy a long nap on Tuesday. He might just sleep through, just like call that a sleep day. Um, Another interesting thing about, and it's not even necessarily about dancing, but maybe it'll get her some sympathy points. Gabby's engagement didn't even last the season of Dancing with the Stars. I had no idea that she and her who she brought out and showed off on Dancing with the Stars that they'd broken up in the middle of the season. Um, what did you think about? Were you aware of that, Cordell, before they talked about it on the show, or because that surprised me.
I remember reading about it a few days prior to Dance with Stars, and in the back of my mind, I was like, I'm sure they're going to use this as part of her clip package, and sure enough, they did. Um, Regardless if she was to, still be in relationship with her now ex-fiance or not, she still had Bachelor Nation and Val's fan base and her dance ability to get her to the final. So I don't think she needed that if that was her angle to get her, last minute push against Charlie.
Yeah. What did you think about that development, Jeffrey?
Well, I guess that's something I should have mentioned in my piece, but yeah, she could have the sympathy votes to go along with, the other, I guess benefits she has going for her. I mean, of course, it's also a matter of how many people remember or really, I guess, really pay attention to, I guess, what's been going on with her throughout the competition.
So, of course, next week we've got dances, the final dances that will decide the winner of Dancing with the Stars, a redemption round, and of course the freestyle round. So I'm sending you guys that list now so we can take a look at what's going to be happening next week. And it's interesting. I've already taken a look at it. There are two freestyles I'm very, very looking forward to the most. But I'll start with Wayne Brady. He will be performing a redemption quick step chosen by Len Goodman to Your Love Keeps Lifting Me Higher and Higher. And his freestyle will be to Get Up by Sierra featuring Chamillionaire and 24 Karat Magic by Bruno Mars. I can see a lot of just his personality showing off there. Charlie D'Amelio is getting a redemption jive chosen by Carrie Ann Inaba. I don't know what she's supposed to redeem.
Exactly.
Um, and that'll be to Grown by Little Mix. It's probably going to be. I can't remember exactly when they dance these routines, but it's probably one of her first routines. Where it was too early for her to get tens, she only got eights, probably. So now she'll get perfect tens for it. And her freestyle will be to Us Again by Pinar Toprak, which I'm not familiar with.
Neither am I.
Then you've got Shangela, and this is one of the freestyles I'm most looking forward to. But first, her redemption dance will be a quick step, which was chosen by Bruno. It'll be to Queen Bee by Rochelle Diamante. And her freestyle will be to Survivor by Destiny's Child and Call Me Mother by RuPaul. I want to see that freestyle yesterday. That is going to be, I feel like that's going to be the most fun freestyle of, that's just going to be the best freestyle, whether it's technically the best in terms of technique. I think that's just going to be the most entertaining dance of the night. And then Gabby Windy, who we're just talking about, her redemption dance is a cha-cha chosen by Derek Huff, and that will be to I Like It Like That by Pete Rodriguez. And her freestyle, this is the other one I'm looking forward to because I think this is going to suit her well. Cell Block Tango from Chicago. I feel like, that kind of, it'll draw out her personality. It'll get her a chance to do like a very kind of sexy, villainous, almost kind of, dangerous routine. I'm sure they're going to be throwing some Argentine tango moves in there. Some lifts and tricks. I really think that could be a dance that wins her the Mirror Ball Trophy potentially, but we shall see. What do you think about those dances, Cordell? What are your initial thoughts?
Huh. Yeah, this is gonna be very, very interesting to see how this all turns out. I'm very curious as to how the judges are gonna score all of them. If they're just gonna be like, you know what, everyone just gets perfect scores and let the fans figure it out. Um, in terms of the freestyles, I think Gabby's freestyle is definitely going to fit her really well. I think with the jazz influence, the Broadway influence, I think that's going to really help her. Shangela is definitely going to be the showstopper out of all four, at least just on paper. I think she's just going to lay it all out there and have fun with it. Hopefully that helps her in terms of maybe getting close to the mirror ball, or at least second or third place. Wishful thinking. Charlie, I'm not familiar with the song, so I'll have to take a listen to it, but I'm pretty sure knowing Mark, he does a really great job in terms of the music selection and really honing in on her skill set based on the music. So I'm pretty sure they picked a song that's really going to suit her well. Wayne and Whitney, the song choice I'm kind of on because I just see it's gonna be kind of like a hip hop influence type of performance, which we've seen a lot of. So I don't know if he's gonna really have that freestyle that's going to put him over Charlie and Gabby in terms of clinching the Mirror Ball Trophy, but we shall see.
Yeah, and they already had sort of a hip hop contemporary routine that kind of
Yeah.
backfired on them. I thought that was like a really odd choice for what should have been an easy, kind of tens dance. They did like this hip hop contemporary. What do you think about this list of dances, Jeffrey?
Well, there's some interesting choices. There's some good song selections, and I agree with you, Daniel. I actually am looking forward to seeing, how Gabby does the cell block tango. And well, yeah, it should be. And of course, we should also point out that also on Monday night, it was revealed that this will be Len Goodman's last season on Dancing with the Stars as a judge. So this will be his last time doing a selection. So, and yeah, I'm very curious to see, how, all these past 9 weeks of competition will pay off for pretty much all four of them.
And in addition to those dances, because that's only four four couples and 2 dances each. So that's 8 dances. We're going to have a lot more dances than that. Every other celebrity apparently is going to take to the dance floor once again, including Selma Blair, which is going to be really nice come back to see. For her to have prioritized her health and now to be coming back and not be doing a competitive routine, just doing something for the audience and for herself will be really lovely to see. And who are you most looking forward to seeing again, Cordell?
Oh, out of all the eliminated contestants, I would say probably Jordan Sparks. I felt that she went home right when she was starting to peak. So it'll be nice just to see her back into the fold. Was a huge fan of Daniel, so although he's only been gone for a week, it'll be good to see him as well.
How about you, Jeffrey?
Well, definitely Jordan, definitely Daniel, and I'm also, I'm also very much looking forward to seeing, Selma back. I think hopefully it should be a nice moment for her to, be back, given that, what she had to go through in, withdrawing due to her health, and hopefully it should be, you know, hopefully she'll be in, good shape to, give the best she can.
Yeah, I'm definitely most looking forward to Selma as well. That'll be another kind of tear-jerking moment. And I also do wonder what they're going to do for Len. I'm sure there will be some kind of tribute to Len. He's been on the show since the very beginning, going on, 17 years, except for that one season he missed, when, COVID was at its peak and he couldn't travel. Um, you know, it'll be interesting to see who fits the who steps into that kind of curmudgeonly because you need a strict judge. You need the judge who the stars really want to impress because they know that 10 from that judge really means something because it's harder to get. Who do you think might step into that void, Cordell?
Oh, that's a very good question.
If anyone.
Oh, I can see them if they went the route of bringing a past pro in the mix. I could see Max either joining or Cheryl, because I think Cheryl has hinted this is her last season as a dancer. So I could see one of the two, and I think it'll be nice to have 2 women on the panel. Well, they did have with Julianne, so but I think Cheryl would be good because she's very strict, but I don't think she'll be, as much of a wishy-washy type of judge like Carrie Ann, where certain contestants she'll bend the rules for and others she's more strict with. But I think Cheryl will be kind of just down the middle in terms of her scoring.
What do you think, Jeffrey?
I don't know. I mean, I think, if they reduced it to 3, I mean, I guess that would be, make the tie-breaking system a little easier because then you'd only have, if one judge chose to save one couple, but the other judge chose to save the other from the bottom 2, well, then it'd be easier tiebreaker for the third judge to decide. Although if they have to, stick with 4, and, well, I mean, I do like the suggestions Cordell came up with, and I don't know if, Julian Huff would be available to come back and be a guest judge, and, I guess that'd be nice to have her and her brother as judges, or I can even see them, experimenting with, having a different guest judge taking the 4th spots week by week.
Yeah, I like the idea of that. And I would like, if they did that, I would like it to be, sort of from the Dancing with the Stars family and not necessarily like the Michael Bublé week, Michael Bublé is a guest judge. I want it to be like people who are actually like experts, like bring in Mandy Moore as a guest judge or other choreographers like, Travis Wall or something like that. And I think that would be really, really exciting to see from week to week. It's the kind of thing that, I feel like Dancing with the Stars nerds would love. But the producers of the show, I'm worried they would go like the more like let's find a Tyra Banks to take that next judge's spot, and it's like, no, don't do that to us.
Yeah, I prefer someone with from the Dancing with the Stars family.
Yeah, or the yeah the larger dance family, television dance family as a whole, which would just be so wonderful to see. And get Jennifer Lopez, World of Dance sadly was canceled. That was they could bring back J Lo. So or Twitch. Twitch
Oh,
is Ellen Jenner show's over, so he might be available. So
maybe.
any number of possibilities for if they want to bring it to keep it at 4 judges, or maybe just reduce it to the 3. We'll see what happens there. Anything else you're looking forward to on Monday night, Cordell?
Yeah, well, who's everyone's prediction to win?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we haven't talked about this.
No, we have not.
I've just been so indecisive. I'm just like flip flip a 3-headed coin and
Oh, oh my gosh. Yeah, I am so torn, and the season did not help me in terms of who's been in the bottom or whatnot. Because usually by now you can at least narrow it down to 2 couples, but the fact that we had 3 who's never been in the bottom, it can go so many different ways. Gabby has the Bachelor Nation. Charlie's been, Miss Perfect since week 1. And then Wayne, I think, has the fan base, that watches Dance with the Stars, but we don't know with the moving to a streaming platform how many, of those audience members actually are now watching it on Disney Plus, which could help Charlie. So
Mhm.
if I were to pick, I'm just gonna go and say Charlie and Mark. So that's my prediction.
how about you, Jeffrey?
I am leaning towards Charlie and Mark as well, although I can also, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not ruling out Gabby as a possibility, even though I am probably putting her in 3rd place. And also, Wayne, never we should never rule out, experienced dancers like him.
Yeah, my head tells me Charlie. My gut is warning me about Gabby.
Mhm.
And it's hard I haven't decided who I'm gonna land on by the time the night comes. I might take a risk, because Charlie, we've seen the Charlies before where they are perfect. She has not really had an arc on the show because she's been the best every single week. Which I mean, sometimes that works for you. That's your Meryl Davis. Like sometimes you're just perfect and you get it. Um, or other times you're Normani, you're perfect, you're the best, but you don't have quite the fan base, or you have a fan base that, an audience base that a little bit resents that, you came onto the show with like you've had competitive dance experience for literally most of your like existence on earth. um yeah, but none of them have that arc. None of them have that, Imani, from last season,
Yeah.
uh, arc where they sort of like start out as an underdog and then they sort of have a breakthrough and then it just goes from there. They've all been pretty consistent. Scores getting steadily higher. They're all up at the perfect score range now. None of them's had like that triumphant like turnaround or anything like that, or emotional kind of struggle. So it's hard to see where the narrative goes. Right now, I'm gonna say Charlie, just because the wind is blowing that way, and she seems to be the kind of queen that they want to crown. But Gabby's right there. If Gabby wins and I don't predict her, I'm gonna be mad at myself. I'm gonna be mad at myself.
I
Two
Well,
know
bachelorettes have won in the
exactly.
last 3 seasons,
well, yeah, and I've seen people
and
commenting.
Gabby is better than them.
Yes,
Well,
that part.
yeah, yeah, and the people have been commenting on at least on the social media platforms up on my article. Several are doubting it, but we shall see.
Yeah. Those are our best guesses. We're all confused. This is one of the more wide open seasons of Dancing with the Stars in a long time. Um, so we'll all find out together on Monday night who wins the Mirrorball Trophy. I want to thank you, Jeffrey and Cordell, for joining me as always. And I would like to thank everyone in our modest viewing audience for watching us this season. And we will be back after the finale to discuss the results there. You know, we'll see you next week.